Hello everybody, Southwest Florida Mike here, and welcome to All Vapor No Smoke. I just did a video earlier today which I'm going to post, but I wanted to do one more short one. I'm making another pipe for a gentleman who works at a local vape shop here in Florida. He saw this one and he really liked the look of it, kind of rustic and beat up. He wanted something very similar to this, but he wanted it to fit his tank. So I made another one. Same thing, darker, little bit darker lines on this one, but you'll notice that the shank is quite a bit thicker and it's shorter. It's going to be the same size pipe. The lines are very similar. You wanted something very, very close to what I have. Nice scarred up look to it. Very simple mod to do, and it's going to hold his tank. I also use this tank and extension in another video. The tank actually belongs to him. I borrowed it so that I can get the sizing right. This is my piece. It'll end up looking similar to this, but I will make him an extension that actually matches the pipe. It'll be the same color tone, it'll have the same scars in it, and it'll be about that long. It's pretty freaking long. He said he wanted something that was, a little far away from his face because he's not quite used to these. He doesn't know how they're going to react. It ought to come out pretty cool. I'll have a finished product with this one when I do the other follow-up on the 18650 pipe that I'm doing. It also will be nice size for my Phoenix, so I might end up building one for myself to hold my Phoenix. I like that. These Phoenixes are awesome. It took me a while to get used to this thing. This is a Phoenix rebuildable atomizer, and I believe it comes out of the Philippines, if I'm not mistaken. There's a bunch of different websites that feature them now. They're pretty simple. It'll hold a 510 drip tip. This just screws off, has an air hole in it, and it's kind of mucky, can't really see it too well because, again, my camera's crap. But it's got a negative, or not a negative and a positive. It's got two posts in it, negative and positive post, and you just build your own coil, and it slips right down in there. I make backup coils for myself. I put about 4 wraps on it. I use 32 gauge Kenthal or Chromium wire, whatever happens to be available. I'm still playing with what I like best. The wicks I pick up at a local vape shop here. They're silica wicks. I like the silica the best. My learning curve with the Phoenix was long. I had some trouble getting used to this thing. The air hole position, where it sits, versus, compared to where it lines up with that coil, drastically changes the draw. It drastically changes how hard the hit is, and I had to fiddle with it a lot because a lot of times I would draw on it and be like, oh my god, that thing just burned the crap out of me. It tasted like hot metal. It was terrible, and I wanted to blame the atomizer, but of course it's not the atomizer, it's me. It took me a while to get used to it, and it's just something you have to fiddle with when you use one of these things. This is the first rebuildable I've ever purchased. I don't have any experience with any other rebuildables, so I have really no comparison. I'm going to start branching out and getting other ones and see how they react. There's one called the Fat Boy, I think it is. That might be my next one. Looks like another simple, the fewer components to these things I like, because you don't have little screws and little washers and all kinds of crazy crap to lose. Simple. 2 posts, put your coil on, done. That's what I'm looking for. But so far, I'm getting used to it. The coils have some break-in period. You got to pre-burn them. But I'm really liking it. I'm liking the fact that I'm getting better at the coils. The vapes are getting better. And once you buy a rebuildable, it's so cheap, it's so easy. When your coil goes, you build another one. And once you get fast at it, there's really, for me, no other way to go because I'm a dripper. I'm not a big tank fan. I don't really use cartomizers too often. And the cost effectiveness is just beyond belief. I mean, I think I can rebuild a coil in here and it's like 4 or 5 cents if you really break it down. When you purchase the spool of Kenthal or Chromium wire, and purchase your silica wick and you're cutting it up, and if you break it down by foot, it's really pennies on the dollar. I make myself 8 to 10 of these coils while I'm sitting on the couch, and I don't have to mess with buying atomizers. I don't have to try to find another one. And the reason why I got a rebuildable, I've been having really bad luck purchasing atomizers. I like low resistance, so I'll get them between 1.5 and 1.8 on the ohms, 1.5 ohms, 1.8 ohms. If for anybody who doesn't know what that is, the lower the ohms is, the ohms rating is how the current is conducted, how hot that coil gets. The lower the ohms rating, the hotter that coil will burn. Of course, the drawback to that is it burns your batteries quicker too. Sometimes you'll get them, and maybe they've been sitting in a box for a while, maybe they weren't manufactured very well, all kinds of things can happen. Nobody guarantees their atomizers that I know of. And if it's a DOA that you got on the internet, like, it's dead on arrival, it's a big pain in the ass to sit there and box it up, ship it back, and get another one. None of the local shops that I know of really guarantee it. And I keep popping them. I had one that lasted me 3 days. I had one that lasted me a week. And I had one, the second I put it on here, I vaped it once, it went, gone. Well, I'm getting tired of that. $5 a pop, $6 a pop. Some of them are $8 a pop, depending on where you go. Well, that's a lot of money to throw away. So why not try a rebuildable? If I screw it up, I'm out pennies. I could rebuild another one and start from scratch. The nice thing about a rebuildable also is you can make that coil as many ohms as you want. The more wraps you add, the more coils you add to it, the higher the ohms rating, you can go higher on your voltage. So if you have a device where you can stack batteries for 6 volts or even 7.4 volts, you can make your coils to accommodate that. You don't have to run the risk of spending, $5, $6, $7, $8 vaping it once and then you just popped it and threw your money away. With a rebuildable, you're out pennies. Build another one, no big deal. For me, this is definitely the way to go. For people who are just starting out, if you're the kind of person who's kind of tech savvy, you like to use your hands to build things, this is for you. If you're a plug and play person, I have it and I push the button and it works for me, I wouldn't go this route. It's going to be frustrating to you. That's it for me. I'm kind of rambling on. I'm running out of crap to talk about, so I'm going to let you people go, and you have a nice day.